Hello, so I will provide you guys with a summary over administering an assessment that I did with three students. We read a passage about Dr. Pat, and we talked about the main character in the story. We also talked about the beginning, middle, and the ending of a story. So key details. So after administering the story, what I noticed is I did have a student that is a visual learner, and then I had a student who has another diagnosis. And so during the passage, I provided some additional time that I had to provide for that student. I also provided visuals for that student to help follow along. So while I was prepping this passage, I included pictures on the presentation to help them understand what was taking place in the story. So that was very helpful. I also noticed that I needed to provide some additional support with reading the passage. So even though it was easy for one student to read, it was a little bit more difficult, especially with my student with the diagnosis. So for him, the visual aid really did help him understand the concept. Also, I had to model and provide think alouds. That was a really big help. And so when we followed up with those think alouds, talking about the different parts of the story, the beginning, middle, and the ending, it helped him understand what took place in the story. So that additional time really did help, and those visuals definitely helped me with our dialogue during the assessment. So I did take those notes during the assessment. Also, I wanted to share that going forward um, with these passage assessments, it will be helpful to do them in a small group setting because it allowed me to document more detailed information in regards to how the student responds to the questions that were being asked. So some of the questions that were in the template, I did have to edit them so that it's easier for a student to understand what I am asking. So I did have to do that during this assessment. But overall, some of the questions did kind of repeat itself, or I connected it to one question. So, for example, when talking about the author, I connected it to the feelings that took place in the story. What is the author trying to say, or what do you think the author is trying to talk to us about the character? So I tried to embed it into one sentence, and so it created a lot of dialogue. And so one student, I did allow them to, they're not quite prepared to write. So what I did was I had him to draw a picture of a key detail in the story. So that went over really well, and I noticed that with that assessment, it has helped me differentiate my students in what they're able to do and what they need more support in. So thank you so much.